Hi everyone. After contemplating this for months, I'm finally doing this. It is a video series to talk about, should we call it a serious subject or an important subject? Okay, let's call it an important subject, suicide. I am a suicide survivor and I have survived it more than once, and this is my story. I will be sharing it in parts because it might get overwhelming for me. As you can see, I'm already crying, but I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Okay. The reason I'm sharing this is because lately, we've been seeing a lot of people on the news. We come across actors or people, choosing to take their lives, and it is disturbing. Okay. All of us go through struggles. Most of us, let's say most of us go through struggles. I've gone through my share. I know most of you think or look at me as this happy-go-lucky person most of the times, but I have lived more than half of my life in fear and trauma. It started at the age of 2 when my family, my parents chose to send me to Gujarat to my mama mami because they did not have a child, and my parents thought that I will have a better upbringing there because we weren't financially that stable. But surprise, my mommy is, or maybe at least was, a mentally and emotionally unstable person, which obviously we did not understand at that point. उस ज़माने में ये सब तो होता ही नहीं था ना, awareness ही नहीं थी इस सब की. There was no awareness about mental health, emotional health, and she was basically very frustrated most of the time. I don't know the reasons. I haven't asked her ever. I did not try to find out why was she the way she was, at least with me. But she used to beat me up brutally almost every other day under some reason or the other. Even though I was a very studious child, I was a rank holder, I was very obedient. At home I was very quiet. Still तो ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आप अच्छा पढ़ते लिखते हो या your life is good. No, not necessary. I'm sure a lot of my school friends still they don't know what I was going through at home. So anyway, she would beat me up brutally. Like, I used to be skinny till I reached second standard. Okay. So she would lift me by my braids, put me on the platform and just pull me down. That was one of her ways of beating me. So when I turned 3, my parents were there because it was my first birthday away from them. I remember a lot of these details. Some have been told to me, but most of it I remember. So it was my 3rd birthday and my parents come to Gujarat to celebrate it, and they asked me, what do you want? So I asked for a cycle, the toy cycle, and I asked for a haircut. And we went and we used to call it the boy cut back then. We chopped my hair off because I then thought, that child thought, that if I do not have long hair, she will not be able to beat me up. My mommy, she will not be able to lift me with my hair and she will not be able to beat me up. But that did not stop her. She found new ways of, venting her anger, frustration, whatever it was. She would take me to the bathroom and, hit me with hands, with feet, with chappals. And nobody in my family knew about it. Only the house helps back then who were there at the house in Gujarat would see, would try, but obviously they couldn't help me. And she would scare me every day, every time, that if I tell anybody about me being beaten up, she will beat me more the next day. And this stupid silly child that I was, I thought that no older person would believe me. They will believe somebody who is their age, their size. So I kept mum, and I was there for good 16 years, and she beat me a lot. She traumatized me. She used to taunt me. She used to call me names. She used to call me ugly. She used to call me jinxed, amongst a lot of things. These are the few that kind of stayed with me and that I'm aware of. And luckily I realized that I am nothing of that sort, and I have come out of that belief that I had about myself to a great extent now. So yeah, I remember this one time she was preparing me for exams, and I was answering the questions orally, and she read the question incorrect, or she mixed up the question and the answer. So she thought that I gave the wrong answer, and she just dragged me to the wall, and she started banging my head in the wall, and I kept saying sorry, 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 and my head started bleeding. So immediately at home she did something to stop the bleeding, that's all. This one time she was angry at something else, and I went to ask her for something, and she hit me on my fingers with a ladle, and it fractured my fingers. But we told Papa, that is my Mamaji, but I call him Papa because he was very loving to me. We told him that I fell down while playing with other children, and that's how I fractured my fingers. So a lot of such things were done to me, were said to me time and again, and I'm fine. The first time I attempted suicide was, I think, when I was in the 4th or 5th standard. I consumed those mercury tablets which we used to put in the containers, those pulses wala containers and rice containers and all, to kind of avoid insects and pests to form in there. So I think maybe I saw it on television that it is one of the ways people commit suicide, and I tried that, but I survived. I was very disappointed back then that I survived. I had also written a letter which I had hidden, but few months later they somehow discovered that letter, and I was questioned that why have I written the letter. So I lied to them about something. I don't remember the story that I gave them, but it was a lie. So yeah, that is my first survival. more to come soon. This video series is not for any empathy or sympathy. It is with an intention to maybe, influence at least one person who is going through a tough time, a tough phase, to not take a drastic step, to have faith in themselves, to have faith in the universe, and to just hang in there. Okay, so hang in there with me, there's more to come.